Okay, so welcome you to this anniversary film. It's the 50th film in our series, Pattern of the Month. And I don't know what I thought when we started this, if we were going to do 50 or 100 or where this gonna end up. But here we are. We started 4 years ago and now we have done 50 films, and to celebrate this and give you a little special for this anniversary, we're gonna do a giveaway. We're gonna give away 50 products of our fly tying products. Everything from cones and tubes and SNS and SSS and tools and God knows everything. But to participate, you need to buy one pack until the 27th of May. Then of course subscribers will join this too. But on the 27th we're gonna have a draw and we're gonna see who won 50 products. But okay, 50. So I have them right here, all of them. And I don't know if I should do this, but let's go through them fast. We started with the classic Patagorva. We then went on to the D Samurai. And then we went on to the Lion Butterfly, presenting the butterfly design for you guys. I think during all these years there's been quite a few new things happening. One of my favorites, Gray and Green. After Gray and Green, we had people wanting smaller flies, so we did some simples and Willigan Micro. And then we were doing a night fly, the Kroken. And after Kroken, we did a special fly for Murram, where I caught a lot of fish on. The General Practitioner special one. We then did our version on the banana, the nasty banana one. We then did Zebra Samurai, one of the best samurais I think. And after that we did the classic Willy gun. And then we did Silver and Silver. And then we did Seragorva, a little more colors to a Patagorva. After that we did Ceylon, where we had Roland Holmberg as a guest. Then we did In Flames, colorful fly for dirty water. Then we did the night fly from Malta, Mikael Blue. And after that, it was time for my favorite samurai, the Green Samurai. And then it was time for a butterfly again. One that few people fish, I think, that deserves to be fished more. Fiery Brown. Fiery Brown butterfly. And then we did Scott, black and yellow version of the classic fly. After that, another night fly or citrat fly, the Barrett Bimbo, originates from the M. After that, we did Nanook clear water, special way of mixing colors in the wing. Patagorva TTT, the fly that I think I caught most fish on last few years. Micro D sheep, special fly for Scotland. And then we did, let's see if I can take up a bunch here and speed up things a bit. God, we've done many. Black green helmet, spring fly, silver Wilkinson. Then we did silver Dr. Spey. These are on TTTs. And we did the moonshine fly, the only fly I had in the New York Times. Strange, maybe they like the name. We did the Torish Samurai. And we did Vahaniva, one of my favorite flies for the dark. And then we did another one. We did the Micro Samurais. And we had many people wanting to see how you tie smaller flies, and that's why we did this. We did the black Dr. Spey on the BTT, the special black Doctor, and then we did what? Patagorva Samurai, changing over from only black wings in the samurais to a bit more colorful. We did Flumflugan, the flooded fly for very colored water. And then we did Green Highlander, my crossover between Silver Grey and Green Highlander. Then we did another sunshine fly, yellow white wing. Floor is gonna be full of stuff here. And what did we do? We did the lion samurai. Put a few fish last summer on the lion samurai. Then we did the Willy Gun, the classic one with the rubber legs. After that we did another butterfly, the Ceylon butterfly. Very nice. Too few people fish it, I think. And then we did Hamilton. And after Hamilton, we went on to a special dry fly, the foam dry fly skater. Peter Berg from Denmark helped me with the design there. Gray and green samurai. Put my biggest fish last year on the gray and green samurai. Then we did nanos, the extremely small flies for Iceland. And then we did the bastard. Bastard is a fly that I like to fish a lot. After that we went on the wakers. I think I had many meals on people who had good success on the wakers. And after that we did the Sunray Samurai, which is a version on the Sunray Shadow with the colors there. And the most classic of them all, the Jock Scott. Big pack with a lot of stuff in it. Then we did the Nasty Banana Pig, where we introduced our feeler cones. Feeler cones will probably be out with us this fall. Mikael, Flashwing. Flashwing's been popular, and we now actually just couple of weeks ago we introduced the Flashwing Flash, and I happen to have all of them here because I've been taking photos of them. So I was thinking I can show you this. It's a really nice flash that doesn't tangle and give us a lot of volume to our flashy flies. Then a few months ago we did Acroyd, maybe my favorite Spey, and last month the Durham Ranger, or a stripe with the wing with a marker pen. And here we are, and we're gonna do the 50th one. And I've of course saved something special for you guys. I would say this is now what we've been doing the last 4 years. There's some new stuff, some new techniques showing up. And I think maybe those of you know me know I'm a bit cocky sometimes, but I've started a few things that's become general standards, like the colored tubing and the use of cones on tubes, and the turbos, and butterflies and samurais, few things. And now I think I actually come up with something by accident behind my vice that I think can be a general standard. And I'm gonna use a material that is a bit special, and looking at it, it's a material that it's not really suitable for the way I tie flies, normal tie flies. And the material is Nutria. Nutria is a material where the fibers, there's some underwool, but the fibers are actually thicker in the top than they are in the bottom. And this makes them have some special effects, because if you tie them in, on this one, you get a really good feel to this material. You need to tie it in on the thin part. And sometimes on some of my flies I would like to have a little stiffer underwing. And I was experimenting with this and putting on some Nutria as an underwing, and something happened. But before I tell you everything, let's start tying here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do a version of the Green Highlander. I'm gonna tie it because this design needs to have the big diameter. I'm gonna tie it on a TTT, and I choose a medium one. I'm gonna tie it on the extra small yellow one, and I will start by melting this just a little bit. Before you touch it, make sure that it gets stable, or it'll flatten out when you put your fingers around it. And now also I can show you our new little tool. It's we call it tying plier, but it's so good to have a little plier when you work on different things. And one thing is to pull this down. I've been explaining so many times how important it is to have this to be fitting very, very tight, so the cone or the tube, this case, not gonna start moving, because then the fly will break. Okay, what should I tie with? Let's tie with the black thread, or I have a fluorescent chartreuse one here, 12. Let's do that one, then you will probably see my tying better against my black shirt here. Trying to change that t-shirt to make it look good, so you can see what I'm gonna tie. Okay, so what are we doing now? I will start with Nutria, and we have a chartreuse one here, and I'm gonna show you how I use this and what I think is fantastic with this material. I actually think, as I said, that I took this away so you can see, saving only this. We can do the best and most durable Spey fly or Spey hackle ever made. Now there will be people out there say, oh, I did that 5 years ago, but that's how it is. But what I did, I put these in as an underwing, and when you put the thread on, the thread will push the fibers down, and I normally pick them up. But I was looking at these, and they were down on the side, and they were sticking out, and they were vibrating like this. See how nice these are? So what I can do here, I start spreading these a little bit, tie in a few turns, and they were not really spread, and I spread them more by pushing my finger, and I move the thread towards the TTT, and I spread this out this way, go with the thread all the way up to the TTT, and cut this off. And I'm going to do something that I normally don't do. I'm going to turn this, because that's the under. This is the hackle, in here I'm going to put the wing. And if you look at this, you can see how these vibrates. These strands will create fantastic movement, and also a lot of vibrations, meaning a lot of sound. And still haven't fished this. So I don't know, but I've of course looked at them swimming and they look amazing. But what I do this, I'm going to turn it a little bit, and then I start working my wing. And a wing on a fly like this, I will use all the colors from the classic fly, but I want the wing to be fairly sparse. So it means I take just a little bit of each color. Always use my little brush to brush through, untangle the hair before I tie it in. Looks like it's a bit too much and a little bit too little tapered. I take this, spread it about 1/2 centimeter, taper it a little more, and tie it in. And use almost half of the diameter of the tube. Look, so it's wide, and here when cutting I put the scissor right just against the TTT. And you know, normally I put angel hair between everything, but I want very little glitter in this, so I'm gonna put on one more color before I put in some angel hair. And those of you tie with soft material know it's been one hell of a problem to source good hair, but I actually think that we solved it. Look at the tapering, make sure this is a little longer, and I tie it in. Go with the thread against the TTT like that. What I just said is that those of you following us and subscribing knows that for our packs, all these packs I showed you, we've been sourcing materials. And now actually we took the decision to start also selling the natural materials. And of course this helps me a lot. Now I have all the superb foxes in all the colors I need. I keep them in our SSS. I have the short one for the smaller ones. And I must say that when it comes to quality, I'm so picky, and the reason we haven't done it before is that we couldn't really source enough with good material. But here we are, we solved it. We can also give this to you now. Okay, so a little bit of angel hair here. And I take a few strands of gold, what we call the Alta gold, and one was a little short here, and I just put in a few strands, one turn and double back and secure. I don't want this to have too much sparkle in it. You can put a little pearl underneath if you want, but I think this is enough. Okay, so we go on next one, which is the green chartreuse color. And when it comes to how much you should have, I think that the further up in the wing you get with your hair, the less hair you tie in. And do the same, brush it through. Gonna be the classic colors of a Green Highlander. And make sure it's not too much. Spread it and tie it in wide. Make sure this now is longer, so you can see you get the good tapering, and tie it in. And cut again. Does it look good? You can wet your fingers a little bit and pull it back and see where you have your tapering. And I think this be good. On top, I want to have a little bit of natural gray. Just a few strands to top this little fly. You see, this is tangled. When I push it through my brush, it untangles nicely, and I can put it on like a little overwing like this. A little longer. Here we go. And tie it in. Good volume to this wing, but maybe it's only like 60% of what I normally do on tapered wing like this. To put a little roof on, I can use our new materials. We sourced what I think is the best peacock I've ever seen, and we have them both bleached and dyed, and dyed before bleaching, and I can just put in a couple on top, and this is just pimping this little fly. And to be honest with you, these are not so very durable, not like the hackles I turned in. These will catch a few fish and they will be gone. Okay, does it look good? Make sure these strands follow all the way to the end of the wing there. Now I'm gonna put in 2 jungle cocks, and I use one that's dyed, and I think this is the last time you will see me use natural jungle cock, because our jungle cock is ready. It's getting packed, and it should be here long before next film. Look at this, and you will see our jungle cock coming is already pre-curved, but I curved this a little bit to follow the wing, and I tie it in, moving my thread back and cut. Take the other one. I always start on my side so I can see that I get the proportions I want. Take the other one and make sure it's just the same length. Looking good. I think I created a nice little Green Highlander wing like that. Okay, so looking good. Now I'm gonna do this a bit different. You can see I have this little Spey hackle here. You see the vibrations on it, and I'm gonna fix this wing with a little bit of glue first, and using support, putting this in, and make sure this will go from being the weakest part to the strongest part. Looking good, I think. I just love Green Highlander. The good thing with the dispenser box is that you have a little bit of everything. I take the Green Highlander green one, and I put on a little bit at a time. I spin it on, and what I'm doing here is that I will create like a little body in front of the wing and hackle, just like I do on the sunrise. And I hold the wing and I press this down hard, a little bit more. And then I move the thread down to the extra small. And there's a big advantage by creating this big diameter, because when I'm going to do next step, that will help me get the right volume of the next material I'm tying in. And what I do is first I brush this. I think one of these films some years back, the brush was introduced through these films. Pull out a few fibers like that to make them get a little extra shine to the fly. Okay, then I'm taking one more set of Nutria, and this time I pick the yellow one, and cut it off, and you can see this is short and won't help me much trying to create a wing. So I spread this between my fingers like this. I think this might be too much, but if it's too much, I can take away a few of the shorter ones here to start with. Just pulling this back, take away a few of the shorter. And then I hold this in. Look at the length. I want the fibers to be about 3/4 of the length of the wing. Spread this, hold it in, and now it's a bit tricky to get the thread down close and to spread this at the same time. So what I do, I pull these fibers, just a few turns, and I pull these fibers so I get fibers to come all the way around and create what I think is a fantastic Spey hackle. And you see how the diameter makes these strands stand out like this? That's why I want, when I tie these Nutria Speys, I call them, I want the TTT or the BTT to help me. Of course I can put a cone or anything on there, but I need something to lean this against. And even this little front of the TTT helps me get these strands stand out. A couple of more. Try to always, when you tie, try to cut so it's clean before. And look at this. They're fairly stiff, but you can see the vibration in them. They will move like crazy when they get in the water. Okay, just to complicate things, I'm gonna add a few gray ones just to get that nice look. And I actually do the gray ones a bit shorter to go about half the length of the the other strands. Hold them in, can divide it so I get both sides, and again, bit tricky to get the thread close. Get a few of these gray ones. Sometimes they like to stick together, and I pull them out like this, spreading them all around. Like that. Hold them back, and 1 or 2 turns. Take this, pull them against the cone before you cut them off. I don't want this to be a long part. Here I want to be able to hide all of this into the little cone I'm going to add. I think it looks good. Hopefully you think so too. Okay, and to get a little volume here in the front, I'm going to end this fly. with a soft tackle, and any gray little soft tackle will do. Not too big, but it's fairly small, so it's a good one. Here I can pick one that's super soft with a lot of volume to it without being bulky. The good with soft tackles is that they really move. Always tie it in the tip and create this little triangle. I do on all hackles before I cut it, and tie it in. Here we go. Normally soft tackles I tie them in without our little plier. Try to get all the Nutria Spey fibers to go one side, double it nicely and tie it in. Like that, and then a little bit of glue. First it's better to pick the cone. Where do I have my cones? Are they over here? Yeah. And I'm gonna put on a chartreuse metallic micro turbo. And I pull it on before I put the glue on, and make sure you put glue not on the soft tackle, but put it a little bit away from this. And I'll show you this little trick before. That what you can do is you hold back the material and you take the thread and you move the glue, and when you have a little more glue you can twist the cone on so it spreads. So I take this and when I pull it down I twist it a little bit, tie it down, pull it down tight. Before it dries up I take the fly out of the vise, and here is one of the times I can use my little plier to hold this and tie this down so it gets really tight down before I cut it. You can see how these fibers really stands out. Cut it about 2 millimeters. Use a little lighter again. Sorry for the blue lighter on the green fly, and I just hold it up. Learn from Newton that it opens up, goes that way. Wait a little bit, and I let go. And the little Nutria Spey is ready. And I think they are absolutely fantastic. And as I said, I think this will be a new standard that will be used by me for a long time, and also by others hopefully. And I can, of course, I've been experimenting with this and tied a lot of other on my patterns, like this Ceylon version, and of course a Patagorva, 2 colors too, like this. And what we have more, a small Green Highlander, like a little silver gray, a black and orange one with a samurai wing. It's like a black and orange samurai with these hackles. And yeah, of course we have Thunder Space, and you can do any pattern with this technique. And we'll see if I'm right. I think maybe these Nutria Spey hackles will be with us for a long time. They are very durable material. You know how it is with heron and all this, that they tend to break. But this Spey hackle will live longer than the wing and the rest of the fly, I'd say. So I've been saving this up for this anniversary film, and I hope that you like the idea. Maybe you already tried with other hair to create hackles like this, and maybe you see the advantage here. And it will move, but it will not collapse and it will not break. So, Nutria Spey. We will shortly have a full series of those flies in our web shop. And those of you that are subscribers of our fly packs will of course get those. But otherwise, you other guys, you will have to wait a little bit before. So, 50th film. I should have had a glass of champagne, but social media rules don't let us do that, so I save that for when the camera is gone. Okay, so I hope you liked watching this. Maybe I should tell you that when I fish a fly like this, what I'm gonna do, I was going to tie a body, but it's so ridiculously easy, so I'm not gonna do it. What I do is that I are looking for my materials here, but what I do is that I take normally one of the fluorescent chartreuse colored tubes, a medium one, cut it down to be very, very small. I'll do it fast for you here. And make sure that this, I cover the tubing with Mirage to get it a little shiny, and make sure this will get the hook here into the center of this fly. And I can also, giving you a lot of new things here, but we are letting out 10 new colors of tubing, and I picked a few here that I have a few of those might be good for this fly. I could fish this with a new silver one, which would be really nice. Or I can take what we call the yellow chartreuse. This is a strange tubing because it looks green as long as you don't take it outside, and it turns yellow. We have a new olive one, copper, maybe not on this, but for sure our new copper will be on my Patagorvas. We give you those tubes probably before next little film is out. And there's also a pearl one coming, and a few other ones that you will have to wait and see. Okay, probably a long film, me looking through all these years of pattern of the month films and showing you what we've done. But remember, now we're doing a giveaway, 50 products, one per little pack we've done. 50 products. The only thing you have to do is buy one pack or subscribe, and you are in this little lottery that's gonna be presented on the 27th, when next little film is going to be out or shot. Okay, thank you so much everybody for watching, and thank you. We've had over 2 million views on our channel, which is, I think, crazy, but thank you all for watching and for all the good comments you leave behind. Thank you.